Hi guys, I'm Carl Taylor. Today I'm going to show you how effective the lighting modifier called a beauty dish is. It's one of my favourite lighting modifiers and it has been for many years. I've used it on tons and tons of shoots over the years. I want to show you the beauty dish. This is a 70cm independent brand beauty dish. I actually prefer this 70cm silver model to the actual bronze colour one, so it's an independent one. And I'm going to pit it today against an 80cm textured silver umbrella and an 80cm shiny silver umbrella. And I'm going to show you how effective the beauty dish is as an economical light modifier. Now my favourite light modifier for beauty shots is actually now the Para 133. It's a parabolic, true parabolic modifier, but this is a lot more expensive. So I think you'll see what great value the beauty dish is from today's experiment.
Thanks to Squarespace for sponsoring this video. Use coupon code CARL to get a 10% discount.
Now, the first thing we need to look at with a beauty dish is how to use them properly. I get lots of questions about the angle, the position. 45-degree angle to your model and literally just a metre or just over a metre and a half away from your model. Make sure from your model's eye perspective that you see the centre dark part of the beauty dish blocking the light, and then you see a sort of ring light effect around the outside. That's imperative, and get it to line up directly with the model's head. The additional trick with the beauty dish is to use a tri-reflector below to bounce some of that light back up into the shadows. But for the purpose of this exercise, we're just going to compare the modifiers. So that's the setup position for using a beauty dish correctly for beauty shots. Let's run some tests. Now I've set the power at power 5 on the pack, and we're going to keep the power at power 5 for each modifier so you can understand and see which modifier is actually the most efficient at directing the light forwards towards your subject. So we're shooting tethered into my software here, and I'm at f16 100 ISO. Let's take the shot and let's take a look at the picture. Correct exposure. Now, interesting to study here is the background as well. Look at the luminosity level on the background, how even the background is, and where the light's concentrated. Let's zoom in. We can see the beauty dish reflecting in the eye. We can see the shadows under the nose, under the chin, the harder, darker shadows under the jawline there. And this is doing exactly what I would expect for a beauty dish, with a bit of fall off down here. If you look down the arm, you can see how the light is starting to fall off. Right, that's a really nice light result for that single modifier. Let's swap it out now for the shiny umbrella. Okay, that's the silver shiny umbrella. It's in the same position, same angle and height as the beauty dish. Let's take the shot and let's compare. Right, now immediately we can see a difference in the two images. Exposure is relatively similar to the beauty dish. There's the umbrella and there's the beauty dish, but the lighting from the beauty dish is actually a lot more beautiful. Here it's a lot more scrappy and a little bit harder looking, but in particular you see the difference on the background. We have sort of multiple shadows and areas of shadow on the background because basically that shiny umbrella is picking up specular highlights from the light shining into it, from the flashlight shining into it, and that specular highlights are basically emanating out of there like several harder lights plus a little bit of softer light. Let's zoom in on the features. So here we have the silver umbrella. You can see the shadow under the chin, under the nose. Doesn't look too different from the beauty dish. Notice the beauty dish looks a little bit cleaner. Even though it was a silver umbrella, the light does look somewhat warmer. Exposure-wise, not too dissimilar, to be honest. Interestingly, what you'll see, if I zoom out a tiny bit, is the difference in the catch lights on the hair. So this is the silver umbrella, and that's the beauty dish. So we have a nicer general lighting on the face and hair with the beauty dish. I would say we have better contrast, overall control in terms of the punch and clarity of the image with the beauty dish compared to there with the umbrella. But the key takeaway actually is the background. There's the background with that silver shiny umbrella, and there's the background with the beauty dish. And interestingly, this is the same diameter modifier. So it's the same width modifier, but a huge difference compared. We're now going to go to the slightly frosted silver umbrella, and that will be closer to the beauty dish than this modifier. Okay, that's ready to shoot. Now, interestingly, with that modifier, we immediately notice a drop in exposure compared to the beauty dish, but notice the background is more even because the texture within the silver umbrella, although it is a shiny silver, it has a texture inside of this particular umbrella, which is diffusing the light more and taking away those harder shadows or those patches of shadows we were getting with the shiny silver umbrella. But compare the exposure value. There's the beauty dish, and there is the slightly sort of frosted silver umbrella. So we're losing about, looks like half a stop of light from the frosted silver umbrella because it's spreading and dispersing the light out in other directions, whereas the beauty dish is concentrating that light more to one area. If we look at the beauty dish again, the lighting on the fabric is much better, much more sparkly, much more texture, and then it's a little bit flatter on the frosted umbrella. If we compare the fabric on the shiny silver umbrella, it looks relatively textured, but it looks a little bit harsh. If we jump to the beauty dish, you can see the beauty dish isn't quite so harsh on the fabric, but still retains all of the strength of light on the upper body and the punch in the upper body. Back to the sort of slightly frosted umbrella, a little bit flatter, a little bit softer, not having quite the punch that I would like for fashion or beauty shots. However, that being said, it is an extremely economical choice of modifier if you're just starting out. So I'm going to increase this light by half a stop just to compensate for the fact that it's dispersing, diffusing the light more, just so we have a fair comparison. Take that shot. That's half a stop brighter. That gives us a better comparison. There we go to the beauty dish. Now what you're seeing is the exposure on the skin is almost the same on the face, but the background is a lot lighter with the silver umbrella by comparison. But it's actually a fair result. But if you look the contouring under the cheekbones, let's zoom in. If we look at the contouring under the cheekbones here with the slightly frosted silver umbrella and compare that to the beauty dish has a higher level of contrast. We still have a tiny little bit of exposure disparity. Let's take a measurement just to see. I'll lock a measurement here, value of 205 compared to 197. So let's take a tenth off of this pack. Let's do that shot again and let's get them absolutely matching. So we're looking for 197. We got 196 there, which is pretty much, that's 1/30th of an f-stop close. So we'll take that to there. Right, now we'll get the absolute best comparison between those two modifiers. So we can see, yes, the beauty dish has got much better contouring under the cheekbones compared to the frosted silver modifier. And if we zoom out on the shot a little bit further to look at the whole body, the beauty dish light is concentrating the light much more to the upper body area where it should be. The other one is spreading more light around onto the background, so we end up with a brighter background, and the light is more spread out over the whole body, whereas the beauty dish is really locking that contrast in to the upper body on Stiffany there. So I hope you enjoyed that quick comparison between those modifiers. If you'd like to see a really detailed comparison of all types of modifiers, that's beauty dishes, softboxes, paras, umbrellas, ring flashes, then head over to carltayloreducation.com where I've got all of that over on my platform. Thanks for watching.
This video is brought to you by Squarespace. From websites and online stores to marketing tools and analytics, Squarespace is the all-in-one platform to build a beautiful online presence and run your business. Head to squarespace.com for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/Carl to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain.